What y'all on, gang? It's your boy, Culture King, back with another one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and keep that notification bell ringing. Let's jump right to it. Man, oh man. It looked like that boy Young Thug might be through, man. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Remember, a few videos ago, I said and told y'all that Thug, only way they can prosecute Thug into this RICO is if one, they can prove that he had something to do with the murder of Big Nut, and two, if they could find a paper trail transaction between him and YSL members for the payment of the murder of Big Nut. And it looked like he can actually go down for one of the two. And what I'm about to say right here is allegedly, and nothing is on paperwork or no physical evidence is presented, but what I'm about to say right now is allegedly. One of the alleged YSL members that go by Monk Tune, aka Sledge, he's probably about to get on the stand and talk about multiple shootings. And one particular, the murder of Big Nut, who was cool with Lucci and Thug, and was Lucci OG and an associate of Thug at one point in time. If y'all go back and y'all may ask, well, Culture King, how you know this? Go back and look at previous interviews and videos and pictures of Big Nut around Thug and around Lucci. Do your research. And was that came out to be Fannie Willis, the DEA lover, who is actually being prosecuted right now for having some involvement with the Trump case. One question that the people may ask is, how do you know that Thug gave members money for shooting Big Nut? And that has to be asked in order to prosecute this man. How do you know that Thug gave members of YSL money for shooting Big Nut? To elaborate on that, you really won't know unless, for one, a member or multiple members come out and say, yeah, Thug did this, Thug did that. And they may be able to show evidence that the transaction transpired between Thug and them for the murder of Big Nut, which is, anybody can actually say that, so depend on how the jury and the court is leaning towards, they could use that, but in reality, it's a 50-50 chance that, that he can be convicted just off of a paper trail, which is more than likely, if you pay attention to a lot of conspiracy cases, a lot of paper trail is brought up, but most of the time, for them to prosecute any members of gangs or anything, paper trail is not they go-to evidence. And the second question is, did Thug rent a vehicle that was used to murder Big Nut? Now remember, when Thug first got arrested for this RICO, it was speculations and people was coming out saying, Thug rented out a vehicle at some rental place and it was in his name that was used to murder Big Nut. Now, what everybody waiting on, like I said in the previous video, is that paperwork. Once that paperwork is presented, they could tie Thug into the murder of Big Nut. But until then, I don't. If you can't show physical evidence of these two things, he can't be prosecuted. And from what I'm seeing right now, and if these alleged members get to talking, and this paperwork come out on him, that's the only way that he can be done. But we'll see more for sure in the next couple of days for sure. And a lot of y'all may not know this too, but apparently there's an article out stating that Big Nut said that Young Thug told alleged YSL members to kill him. Now, apparently that was Big Nut's dying declaration. If that can be tied into it, man, Thug, this can be bad for Thug for sure. But we won't actually know this until we see physical evidence of one of the three. That could possibly be enough to actually convict them. But until then, we're gonna sit back and keep watching to see what transpired. Allegedly, some of these dudes that's on trial with him, Thug ain't even met, and I'm not surprised because if they're saying that he's allegedly the leader of YSL, the gang, if you look back, a lot of bosses don't meet the workers. They only meet certain workers. And what I mean by workers is they could be hitman, killers, dope dealers, whatever, anything that needs to be done as far as getting money or getting somebody out the way, those are the workers. And it can be like that where the bosses don't know who is who, but the person or people that's directly under them works close to the workers. So if any of this is true, that could be the situation. But as far as right now, some of these dudes haven't even met Young Thug at all. And the crazy part about all this is that all these alleged members that decided to take this to trial, and if they're actually innocent, the court is actually saying that none of these dudes can't be exonerated. And a lot of these dudes hurt themselves because they got on that stand and said that they're members of YSL and that they're members of YSL the gang. Now, how I'm looking at this is, man, these dudes, some of these dudes is dumb. And if you gonna commit a crime, if you gonna be in any type of activity like this, you need to do your homework on the court system, because one day this could be you sitting in front of a judge fighting for your life. And if you don't know what the hell to say and what the hell to do from the time you get arrested to the time of your trial, you gonna be fucked. And to be honest, be real with y'all, some of these dudes shouldn't have said nothing at all. At all. They should have kept their mouth shut. Shouldn't have said anything, especially if you innocent. Guilty or innocent. You should have kept your mouth closed, because at the end of the day, it's their job to prosecute you, not for nobody else to do the work for them, or for you to do the work for them just so you can save your ass and throw somebody else under the bus that's innocent, that shouldn't even be in that situation at all. But once you initiate yourself into this game and a part of this game, they can tie you into anything they want to, robberies, murders, anything, and say you was a part of it just because you claimed this game. And what they're saying is none of these dudes can get off from whatever transpires at the end of this trial. But there was only one smart one out the group that I've seen so far, and that was YSL Duke. Y'all don't hear nothing for Duke. Y'all haven't seen Duke in court since the beginning of the trial. Why? Because they brought the plea deal to Duke And Duke looked at this and like, looking at it, man, this right here wrong, this right here wrong, this ain't right. I'm not accepting no plea this for this. Y'all go back and y'all go do whatever y'all need to do and come back and talk to me. Stood on all 10 when it came down to whatever the case was, didn't say nothing, and that was it. Y'all, nobody hasn't heard from nobody. I guarantee you he won't be one of the ones on that stand for sure. The only smart one out the group. And the crazy thing about the situation, him, Duke, and Gunna might be the only ones to walk away from this shit for real. Duke standing on all 10 the right way, and Gunna, because we all know, we all seen what he did and what he said. So that's the crazy thing about it. So if anyone is looking at this video, keep your mouth shut. Let the prosecution do their work. If they're the ones that's looking for a conviction, you don't do the work for them. So this is all I got for y'all tonight, man. And we're gonna, as this trial continues, I'll keep y'all updated. From the looks of it, it'll be day to day, if not every other day, where something may come out that's new with this trial. So y'all stay in tune. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and keep that post notification bell ringing. I'm Culture King, and I'm out.